Hello, thank you for joining me. I have another little flip through, and this one should have been done a long time ago, but I kind of had forgotten about it, and I made a promise to a friend. So, Deanie, here's the flip through. This is my best of show piece. I belong to an art association here in my hometown, and we have a fall show every year. And this was last fall that I entered this one. I worked on it when I was visiting my and daughter, my daughter and son-in-law in Virginia when I stayed with my grandson for 3 weeks. I'm very, very proud of this, and it was kind of funny because after I came back from Virginia, I went to have lunch with some of the girls from the association, and I sat down and I just looked at them and said, "Okay, guys, before we even start, you have to know, don't worry about it. I'm taking best of show." And I did. And I don't have ESP and I don't predict those kind of things, but it just happened. I thought that was kind of funny. So it doesn't really have a name. There's my little tag. Um, I, I did it as a three signet. Well, there's a whole lot of signatures. I'm not really sure how many, but a split page. I made the book probably 2 or 3 years ago and never ever did anything with it. And when I was getting ready for my trip, I thought I need something to work on. I did kind of work on it on the plane, but I wasn't really comfortable, so it didn't happen much. But I decided this is what I'm going to do. So I quickly, before I left, I painted every page in here. And I just took one tote bag and it had my pens and my markers and 2 magazines and a large envelope of things I'd already cut out of magazines. So there is some painting papers, there is some washi tape, there is doodling, there is more doodling on top of those doodles. You will see some stamps because those were used in painting papers, and then magazine images, just snippets of them just to add the color. So I'm not going to make you go through all of this unless I flip it really fast, but there's just so much, and there's no plan. I just started gluing stuff down because I feel like once I glue things down, that oops, we stuck 2 pages here. Yeah, because I did number them. I did have to order while I was gone and have delivered the numbers because I wanted numbers on my pages. I don't know why. But they're all there. Even though they may be small and hidden, they're all there. And it's just, there is no rhyme and reason. There might be a face hit and miss. And occasionally there's one like this one where it does the double page. And there is one spot in here. And it's funny because that one spot is what everybody told me the judge was the most impressed with. But I don't believe anybody realized what it was. So hopefully I'll notice it myself when I get there. And you see there's some Tim Holtz people. When I use images out of a magazine, I do try to doodle on them a lot so that they become mine then. And I did have trouble when I first made this. As you can see, some of the pages wiggle. I did set it up so there's 2 stitches in each one, so that would be as strong as possible. But it was really bad at the beginning. So the first and last page of every signature is glued under another full piece of paper, and it really stabilized it a lot. And I have, in the working process of this, in the way it alligator mouths, I have had to go in and stitch some more of the signatures together, because I think there are 6 signatures. So it's really 18 signatures. Yeah, I've missed my places again, because we have 62 and 69. So there we are. That's the division of all the signatures right there. Let's see if we can stay together. Not that it's really a big deal, but it is for one section. I'm trying to get you so you can see as much of it as you want to see, but I'm also trying to not go too slow because it's a pretty good sized book. So there it is. I don't know if you can tell, but this whole thing, this side and this side, they were each done as their own individual page. And then when I did them together, I just glued through all of them and then cut them apart. So they kind of match up. And that's the only place in the whole book that's that way. There's some that are similar. And I did somewhat try to make them match as well as possible, but not totally. Excuse the dogs. I think Daddy's teasing them. And I did have to go back and renumber pages. I somehow, because it's easy to skip and have them stick together a bit and miss something. And so I had to go back and redo them. And I got tired of the little stickers, so I started using stamps. I even wrote some myself. I did actually originally want them all to be different. You know, some cut out, some handwritten, but it didn't happen that way because I just didn't do it. Now, I will tell you that the stitching you see on all the ends of the pages, all these little threads, that was not part of the original book. All I did was the pages, but I thought they needed the stitching with the strings hanging out. So I literally took this whole thing to the sewing machine. I used a ruler and clamps and kept the pages back. It was a pain, but it got done. And honestly, even though I love this and it did win me an award, I'm not sure it's done. I have a lot of books I've done collages in, and I still pick them up and think, oh, well, we need a mark here and we need a mark there. And so I do it. See, these two kind of tied together. And a lot of them, their backgrounds are similar in places because, you know, I used my small jelly plate and just kind of stamped my colorings. I'm just going to flip through this one for a while. We'll do this one. And this is the first time I've ever flipped through the entire thing upside down. And you know what? It's just as cool upside down as it is right side up. And now we're at the back. This was an image, and it had some confetti like painting, and so I just did all the painting around the edges and added more in here and finished it up and just made it myself. And that is my best of show journal. I've never made a closure for it, and I'm not sure if I will, because I kind of like the idea of it being a book that can just be open any way you want it. So I hope you enjoyed that, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.